Testing? Hello? This thing on? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I had the jack out. That is embarrassing. Hello everyone, it's Dreaxzyl with the Game Lounge, taking on my fourth case in Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. Hope everyone's having a good holiday season. Christmas just 3 days away. With a title like Crimes and Punishments, you'd think I'd actually, really throw the book at someone by now, but so far I've helped 2 people get away with it. And let the government take care of an international problem corporation. Continue. What have we got now? The Abbey Grange affair. Now that could be a location, or instead of murders, I am actually dealing with someone cheating and proving it, which would be just as fun. I'm not gonna lie, that would be fun. Alright, continue.
No, the game is afoot.
Not a word. Into your clothes and come.
Okay.
I'll wait for you in the sitting room.
Can I get some kind of explanation?
I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade. A letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
I mean, you ain't wrong. I wonder what kind of trophy we got last time. We got to keep the silver knife. Not gonna lie, I would like that. That would probably be an interesting collector's item. Of course, the way my mouth goes sometimes, it would also be my undoing. Just someone comes over for a...
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Oh, which table?
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
That one? Okay, there we go. (221B) Baker Street, London, Sherlock
A wax
Holmes.
seal with the monogram E.B. The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Okay, can I actually, read it now?
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
That's not good. My idea, Mr. At 3:30 a.m.? Oh, God, what the hell was going on? I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promised to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I have found it, but I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Yours faithfully, Inspector Lestrade.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Thank you. What's
Promising, as always. It appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the EB monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime.
Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Alright. Well, let's see what's up this time. How did what poor sap bite the dust? Hey, Chronic, while you're in the chat, care to take a guess before I show up? I'll hold the continue thing for like 20 seconds for you. Pandora, come here. You behave now. Really, dude? You're not even going to humor me on this? Okay.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
I think it's... okay, yeah, circle.
Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
Oh my god. All that fuss just to go 2 feet out of a door.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Damn it, Lestrade, I will go in there when
Lord
I'm
Ramsay
ready.
Brackenstall.
My god, this whole family's got some bags under their eyes, something fierce.
Lord Brigham Brackenstall. Sir Warthen Brackenstall. Lord George Brackenstall. Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no
Yeah,
use my
Dawson Curve
attempting
aren't
to
gonna do
conceal
shit.
that
Let's
our
get to work.
marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Yeah, about that, let's start with the obvious. Fresh bruises. Pale cheeks. Gold brooch, kangaroo emo, Australian origin. Elegant dress. Old bruises. Wait, why is the back of your hand bruised? That suggests you're the one that smacked your husband. Winning ring. Yeah, quick question. Who caused the bruise on your dead husband or the people that actually came in and killed him? I'm actually ready to assume your husband.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30.
Right.
I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
So it
As I
offers about
approached
an hour
the
and a
French
half
window, I
window
found
for the
myself
murder to
face to
happen if
face
she's
with an
telling the
elderly,
truth.
broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw 2 others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were 3, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these 3 villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Your ladyship?
That can't be all. Like, don't you dare tell me I'm going through all this nonsense because someone wanted to steal some silverware. Hello.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
There we go. That's what they came for.
This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
The Times. Family business booming. The Randall gang is back on the street. You don't say. Less than a fortnight ago, the infamous family of burglars, the Randalls as they are known, made their reappearance by way of brutal but stressful incursion into one of the wealthy homes. Police are already on their trail. However, details of the crime are being kept confidential, including that the name of the victim, witnesses, are investigation of the men, and this will surely give the police a chance to complete their profile on this family of delinquents. We would like to be reminding esteemed readers about this highly dangerous band and to provide full description as it is available at the moment. The gang has been in business for some considerable time, being a family of 3, a father and 2 sons. The elder, Jack Randall, is a man in his 40s and already grayed hair, while of average height and build. That's awfully specific. I'm probably going to have to identify him somewhere in this case. Being the mastermind behind the burglaries, he retains control over sons, both of whom are close in age but very different in appearance. His first son, William Randall, is tall and broad-shouldered with a small, disproportionate head. Okay, I just imagined the most cartoonish, like, bouncer guy with a little shrunken head. Kind of like the Goombas from that Super Mario movie, the live one from, like, the late 80s, early 90s. And it's fucking hilarious. Not the movie. That, oh my god. That movie's existence is a horror in and of itself, but, no, my visualization. The younger brother, Melvin Randall, is a somewhat weaker constitution and is as skinny as a rake. Gang is one not only for their frequent thefts and break-ins, but for their exceptionally brutal pirate career and they enjoy before returning to England. Be alert and may your valuables
The
stay
description
safe.
of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, sure. It was them.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one? So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Yeah, I'm just gonna borrow that. Thanks. As if Sherlock Holmes did not just commit a theft. I'm gonna talk to Teresa, then I gotta call you out on why you lied about
Teresa,
who
I would
attacked
like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
At this point, I am ready to believe that those gentlemen's escape could have been a coincidence. The husband was beating his wife for the umpteenth bloody time, all puns intended. Teresa probably came in from behind, beat him upside the head to death with the poker, and then coincidentally helped cover their tracks by tying the lady to the chair herself and then calling the police. Wrinkles, old. Okay. Which means you could definitely have the life experience to come up with such a plan. Handkerchief, vulgar smell, resuscitation, handkerchief, vinegar smell. Is that a coffee stain? Yes, it is. I know my stuff with coffee. Working hands. Alright, so you are in fact a maid.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
So, thing is, I want to call all kinds of bullshit. But
Lady
we can get to that in a
Brackenstall,
bit.
could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
Let's see if Watson finds anything on the body that could tell me the combination.
The body is still in the dining room where the murder took place. The body is still in the dining room where the murder took place.
Alright, is the dining room over here?
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Alright, so not gonna lie. Seems more like a game room than a dining hall.
The hunting scene.
Yes, very clearly. The man enjoyed his
A trapper's hut.
sport.
A trapper's hut. A hunter scene. It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me. A fur trader's cabin. A deer hunt. This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there. The hunting scene.
That picture was hidden. They just got out apparently a week ago. They had every reason to go upstairs and next to no reason for me to believe that they knew that safe was there. And if the wife didn't know how to open it, like, no, there's too many holes
These
in
wine
this
bottles
story.
are expensive and mostly from France. An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents. This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what's it made of? I thought it was made of brass or something.
A bottle of wine is missing here. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
It's not the profile. Everything points to that woman lying her ass off.
Antique hunting weapons.
I mean, not my kind of, hobby, but I can respect it. What have we got on the table?
A decanter standing next to the open bottle. An inseparable pair indeed. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
Beeswing?
There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured.
I don't drink. Someone please explain to me.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear. Chateau Calon-Séguin.
Another candlestick. No, I don't even need to overthink this one. Okay. I'm not Holmes. I need a minute to Google this. What the frig is B-swing? Seriously. A film of shining scales of tartar formed in port and some other wines after long keeping. Very thin pieces. There are 3 people drinking wine out of glasses. One of the 3 probably prefers wine with B-swing. There are 2 people drinking wine out of these glasses. The remaining glass with B-swing consists solely of the dregs from the other 2 glasses. 3 people, 2 people. Yeah, I need to further understand what this B-swing thing is about. Otherwise, I'm not actually going to be able to... There are 2 people drinking wine out of 3 glasses. There's no reason to believe that. No. Okay, what it's actually asking. Yeah, no. The glasses still have some staining. But one was just left to sit to make it look like a third person was involved. They
So,
all had to
Watson,
come from the
what
same
have you
glass,
learned
so
from
out of
examining
the
Sir
same bottle,
Eustace's
so they all
body?
should have had B-swing.
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
I find it odd that he...
Barefoot. He had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress. Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon.
If anything, it should be held like so, not off to the end, swinging side down. No, he was not expecting a confrontation.
That must be the murder weapon.
Yeah, can I get a better look at it? Aw, you guys suck. Okay, hey, this is good enough.
The head was cracked with the force of the blow.
Ooh.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Okay, now it's a choice. Wait. Accidentally striking his head on the fire. That's silly. Makes a lot more sense if someone... Some other piece of evidence may cause me to rethink that later.
The death was instant.
Hey, did you want to try something again?
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand.
Haha,
They
try that
might have
again.
been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Your ladyship?
Please leave my Mary alone. Please leave my Mary alone.
Don't you start that shit with me.
Have you found any interesting clues yet, Mr. Holmes?
Actually, let me see that poker again. Because if there's no blood on that thing... I'll have to actually look at the poker again. Fine.
That must be the murder weapon.
Is it? It is perfectly free of blood stains. Let me get a good little look at it. Yeah, nothing.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it. while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
I'm gonna go with the fireplace thing for now. If anything, could have been one of their spats going wrong when the lady decided to defend herself. I need more information, though. I am used to that triangle button being the jump. I can see perfectly on my side. There's a chest, some other things. Oh, hello, what have we here? Not an article that Holmes seems worth reading. Okay, fine. That has to be something I'm not putting together in my head. Or can I
This
go up?
door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently,
Now, I've seen this. This is the work of someone trying to make it look like...
this candlestick is very...
This case is a simple one, isn't it, Holmes?
Normally I would say yes, but they don't want me to get a chance to call the lady out on her bullshit.
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Okay. 15.5. 17.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
So Eustace, your current physical and mental state is of great concern. Hello. There are several signs of hepatic decomposition. The last time we met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. To be fair, after looking at those photos, or those paintings, I think this whole family's got that eye problem. And there's a particular odor from your breath that is common in those suffering from liver damage. Yeah, he drank. Then there are the lung abscesses that you have discussed. The leg cramps you have described to me are caused by an alteration to the nervous system, which in turn is caused by an excess of alcohol. That includes the tremors, your liver seemingly excessively hard at the time of your examination, which is a sign of evolving cirrhosis. There is also signs of ascites, fluid in the vaginal cavity, which are evident with your swollen stomach. The pain beneath your left rib indicates a pancreatic malady, which may lead to fatal pancreatitis. Your condition may pose a risk to others. Your excessive alcohol consumption lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. I am available to help you with this problem. There are a number of treatment options.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was specially hard for her.
Look, she decided to hook up with a guy
Please
with an 18...
leave my Mary alone.
Oh, no.
She suffered so much, she deserves
They got
some
married
rest.
a year ago. That means y'all met and then 6 months later tied the knot. Like, you've got to be kidding me. What? How does that possibly go against that? No, she kept that picture for a reason.
Please leave my Mary alone.
Anything else I might be able to piece together now? This probably doesn't... Yeah, I didn't think so. But no, how the heck does that...
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Interesting.
Have you found any
I'd like to know more about these times that Strahd was called in.
Please leave my Mary alone.
Fine.
Please
then you
leave
talk.
my Mary alone. She's suffering.
I still don't understand why that's putting up red.
This house feels rather sinister. I can't say that I like it here.
Hello, there's the rope.
This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to. Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
Oh, I know exactly who to get. But now, sailor's knots, huh? Yeah, definitely liking the theory that they knew someone off of that boat. But then that would make it 3 people. Now, that is true. Need more evidence. Go get the dog. Oh, right here. Perfect. Hey, buddy.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case. I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts. I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold...
Why do I keep... Because I play too many other games and I'm getting my controls mixed up. Oh my god, the dog's running with me. That's awesome. He's adorable. Want one. Pandora would start so many fights though. Where is she? Still lounging in the hall. Alright, Toby. Find
Search,
something out in
Toby.
the yard, please. Oh. I get to act as Toby. Neat. Oh my god, it's huffing and puffing and everything. Like, open this door. I'm guessing it's going to lead straight to that little shed I found but couldn't get into before. Doubtlessly giving me the reason to get into it. Oh man, the graphics on this are like bathing. But I mean, I already guessed where I was going, so. Can I third person this? Yes, I can. Oh my god, look at there we go. Hold up.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Whoever the sailor guy is also has to be taller than Holmes. Something to keep in mind. Okay, went to the well. I shouldn't be. But why though? Could dispose of something.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
They climb up the... No, something's probably... Why?
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Well, let's inspect some stuff and find out. What's in there? Hello.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach? I need a hook.
And I guess I'll have to go get one. First thing though, let's see if I can fiddle with that wall for any reason.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
Well, I tried. Can I go in there? Awesome. Is there a hook I can fiddle with?
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
Yep.
This hook might be useful.
Just gonna borrow this a minute. Hope you don't mind. Now about that.
This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty. Small gardening tools. Nothing of great interest.
A hollow suitcase locked in a shed. Yeah, bullshit. Its contents are in the bottom of that well. Okay. Let's cook this thing. What do we got? That's the silverware!
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Still doesn't explain what would have been in that suitcase then. Yeah, I should have known better. They wouldn't have stolen that. So, is this the big no shit I've been waiting for, where the robbery is bullshit? Murderous visitor. Sir Eustace was murdered by the one person who was visiting that night. It was he who tied up Lady Dreaxzyl. He is tall and strong. Aye. And probably a sailor. That should be more than enough to tell Lestrade and Watson to get this thing moving. Where is Watson? Well, there's Lestrade, but where did Watson go?
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
You're a dumbass.
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place. Or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think.
I don't know if you know how to think at this point, Lestrade. Come on, man. Still cannot go up there. Where the fuck did Watson go? Hey, lady. You want to try telling me some truths now?
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship? We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Oh, what a horrible thing.
Holmes, don't look at me like that.
Oh, look at your retarded ass however I want. I really shouldn't call him that. It insults people with mental disabilities. Seriously though, where is Watson? And why am I not able to do much more? Unless Watson went back to Baker Street or something.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Worth a shot. Or maybe I should inspect the body again with the new understanding that someone large was fiddling with the murder scene. I did not understand. Oh my god, he is adorable. Okay, he went back to Baker's.
Have you found something interesting?
Yes.
Have you found
several
something
things.
interesting?
This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
I do not believe I have reason to change right now, but I'm confused. What exactly am I supposed to do? Huh. Is he keeping all the murder weapons in here? Oh, there's somewhere around the house. Ah! I must have missed something where he said he was going to perform some kind of analysis.
Let us see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Yeah, they seem to spread out a bit more. What about with cutters?
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Alright, how about a good old-fashioned knife? Which also begs the question why they wouldn't just have stabbed the dude, but oh well.
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Yeah, already. Search for sailor suspects.
What should we do next, Holmes?
I probably gotta dress up like a sailor again, truth be told. But we shall see. We shall see. Okay, that is creepy.
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to...
Oh, what a horrible thing to...
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so much, she deserves some rest.
Now, one of y'all needs to start talking. Unless I can go to that floor now. Upstairs?
This door.
And how the hell am I supposed to start looking for sailor suspects? Maybe there's some mention about the ship in his archives. I don't know, I'm actually running out of leads. The game is finally starting to stop being hand-holdy, which is good. But, since it's a game, I still kind of need the means of progression. Hold up. $1983. Oh, sorry, 1893. Arrival of the Rock of I'm not even gonna try that one. A ship returned. The Rock of Gibraltar. Okay, fine, I tried it. A bulkhead. London Line. London, James Street, London, has returned from a 6-month voyage to India, New Zealand, and Australia. The ship brought to England Miss Mary Fraser, the heiress of the Fraser family, owning land in the tin mines in Australia. This report we brought a young lady presently engaged with Sir Eustace.
Here it is.
That right.
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Do I have to use a phone, or... Wait, they don't have phones. It would be a telegram. I know there's a telegram machine somewhere in this place. I used it to contact his brother. Probably getting help since... I mean, from that one sailor I let off the hook. Ah. Or whaler, I guess. Whatever. Was it in here? Yes. No, that is a typewriter. Where's my bloody... Yep, they're still doing that joke. I think I had to call Mycroft from a telegraph at the train site. Oh, of course. Wiggins can get a hold of him pretty quick.
Wiggins, would you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893, and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Just 3 hours? Holy shit.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
I left it right on the table for you, sir.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th. This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor.
November 18. Oh, there were higher dates.
I do not think that this sailor has any
Okay, that's
connection
how I
to the
do this.
case. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Okay, that's departure. Okay. Arrival at... Gotcha. Which means I'm looking for arrival dates before the murder date. May 6th. Let's see. November 12th. Ew.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Yep. So I guess we're just doing a process of elimination game. I can work with that.
This officer is still at... This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Scratch him off. So it still leaves a Jack, a Herbert, and a William. Oh,
this officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
That's Herbert Hawkins, not Herbert Whittington. Oh,
Mr. Jack
Crocker's
Crocker
clear.
was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
Oh, wait. Oh, his departure. Okay. Departure from London, England is supposed to be in okay, yeah, and his arrival in Australia. Alright. I did not read that clearly. Which means I just have to prove that Herbert Whittington's fine, and yep.
This officer is still at sea. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the...
Now how do I get a hold
This
of him?
Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Come on,
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Alright, let's get a good look at you. Clear look, honest. Strong build. Hands seem fine. Clean boots. Oh, that's a sea knife. That's not looking good for you, sir. Newspaper ink.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her. From when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right, if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Fake proof, stolen airport health sailor knots. Oh, he's calling it fake proof.
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, It's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
This ought to be fun.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
Of course.
No. There is no
What?
doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Whoops. Yeah, no, this was a group effort to get rid of that guy. I don't know all the details why, but that much is clear.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Barely an hour has passed. God damn.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
Because you're full
It
of...
is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
Yeah, because there's still some
I admit
questions
that I
like
loved
answered.
Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Yup.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it.
Bull.
Now it is time to end this.
Yeah, no.
should have let me die. How can I live if Mary suffers?
I am sorry, Captain Crocker, but there has been quite enough death
Getting
in
better
this
at that
case.
shit.
Inspector, I give you Sir Eustace's killer. He tried his best to perform his own justice.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yes, it was me. I confess.
Here is a piece of evidence that can be used in court.
Perfect. A case that went smoothly for once.
Ah. I guess we're just an hour and a half. I guess we're done. This has been Dreaxzyl from the Game Lounge. If you enjoyed this quick case, please see the other videos I've put up on the channel. We also have a full playthrough of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Chronic has started some game, I think it's called Chrono Cross. We also put up a playthrough of the recent Call of Cthulhu game that came out a couple months ago. I'll be diving back in for another case next week. But for now, the Kew Gardens drama, apparently. But for now, this is Dreaxzyl. So, oh wait, nope, not sounding out yet. Yeah, of course, please subscribe, like our videos, share it around, check out our Facebook page, and if you want to see I'm talking our Discord, ask for information on the Facebook. We will be happy to provide on request. Now it's Dreaxzyl signing out from the Game Lounge. Merry Christmas, everyone.